Hey, what's up guys, it's TJ here, and today we're gonna talk a little bit about rules. I know we hate rules. We just know what we're doing. The most creative people out there, we just go out there, we just take everything and everything looks cool. It's not always like that. It's not always like that. You know what? Sometimes it's good to follow rules. And today we're gonna talk about the 180 rule, and it's a good rule. It's one of those rules that help you communicate better with your audience. And that's one thing that I try to do better and better and better. That's one thing I try to get better at every time I make a new film. I wanna make sure that I'm communicating properly with my audience, make sure they know where we are, make sure I show the outside of the building before I show the inside of the building, make sure they know where people are in this space or this world that I created for them. Now the 180 rule basically states that there's a line of action, and as a filmmaker and as a director, you wanna make sure that if you start on one side of the line of action, you wanna stay on that side of the line of action. So we're gonna demonstrate this by me, actually use my wife and myself. We had a little conversation and we want to put this scene together and show how this rule actually works. So for example, we have two characters who are in dialogue with each other, and we're gonna look from above so we can actually see the line of action. Now, if we start on one side of this line to begin our scene, we wanna make sure that our two close-ups of the two subjects are on the same side of this line. So let's say I wanna cut to two other shots, a close-up of this person behind this other person's shoulder, and then I just wanna cut to another shot showing the other character's face. Now this is a very simple sequence, and you see this a lot of times in movies and in interview style settings, but this gives you an idea of what that looks like. Now let's cut these two together, and you can see that it actually looks like a good conversation is going on, and you know where these two people are in relation to each other. Now if you were to take the same sequence of shots and start on one side of the line and then reverse and go on to the other side of the line, you can see how this doesn't look as good. It actually looks like these two people are looking in the same direction rather than them looking at each other. Now the same rule applies for anything that you are working with. If you're working with a person and a dog, a person in a car, a person in a boat, if they're looking or following some type of object in the scene, you want to make sure that they are looking at it in the right orientation. The 180 rule helps you present that the correct way. This rule also affects how you will properly film a scene where someone's walking in a certain direction. If they start walking from right to left or from left to right, you want them to continue to walk from right to left throughout your whole scene. Now if you look at the sequence where I'm walking somewhere across the screen, it looks right in this order with me on the same side as I started with the entire time. But as soon as I switch sides, it doesn't actually seem right. It looks like I'm walking in different directions. So that's one way that you can confuse your audience. So just keep this in mind next time you're filming some type of interview style setting, or if you're filming something else that requires some dialogue or some type of interaction between two characters. You'll make sure you follow the 180 rule and get some good shots out there. So I hope that tip can actually help you guys. It really helped me get a better idea of where I need to position my camera at specific times. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video. Peace.
No, I have to talk.
Is it recording?
I think so. I have to start over because I worked with the camera. Yes, it is recording. Thanks. So are you going to build our fence?
No.